Sofia Richie just got married in the south of France, and I am absolutely living for all of the looks. All of the looks, the wedding, everything. I am obsessed. It is absolutely perfection. I am watching it and consuming it like reality TV. It is my royal wedding. And when you're seeing this video, I realize that you haven't actually yet seen my vlog, the footage from it, but just know it's coming up next. But we were also staying at the same hotel, which is so crazy. Like, pinch me. I cannot believe it. And we got to witness Sofia Richie herself, but also some of the wedding guests rolling in leading up to the wedding, which was absolutely insane. So I just feel like this is very close to home, even though it's not, and I'm not related to this whatsoever. But let me tell you that I did in fact scream and die and cry on the inside when I saw that Madame Patty Dubroff, the makeup artist who is incredible herself, but also was doing Sofia Richie's wedding makeup, posted on her TikTok yesterday the makeup look that she did on Sofia Richie for her wedding rehearsal. Which, if you guys have been creeping the internet, you have absolutely seen this look. You have seen this fabulous Chanel beaded beautiful dress, and that makeup look just so happens to be using my Nude Sticks Picante blush. When I freaking saw that TikTok yesterday, I started convulsing. I was shaking. I literally couldn't contain my excitement because Picante has been my baby for many years now, and I just felt like that was her first moment. That was her first like true spotlight, a real true appreciation of the beauty that is this blush. And so I was so excited and obviously had to recreate the looks. That's what we're doing today. I just wanted to shed some love on Picante, especially as we're going into spring and summer. But oh man, I just couldn't contain my happiness and joy that Patty Dubroff used this on Sofia Richie's face, and the look is just incredible. Like, talk about summer glow goals. It's everything. She is a bronzed beachy goddess. Also, the makeup she did, oh, it's just so natural. You can just tell that she's just perfection. Her skin was glowing. She just looked so happy, and it's such a beautiful look, and it's so simple and classic. And I believe that it could be your wedding look if you wanted, but this, you could just wear this for your everyday makeup. It's so easy. It's so few products. I'm just so thrilled, and obviously had to recreate it instantly. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna recreate Sofia Richie's rehearsal wedding makeup look. I put on the only long sleeve white dress that I have in trying to do it. Also, I tried to do her bun and I was like, damn, she's got a great hairline. I don't know how that was achieved. Now, the only thing that Patty didn't mention in her TikTok was what base she actually used, like in terms of skincare, primer, foundation, and concealer. Like, she mentioned all of the color products, but we're just gonna go ahead and do a little guesstimation for the base, which obviously looked so natural and glowing and dewy and beautiful. Now, Patty Dubroff is a Chanel makeup artist, so one can assume that there's a lot of Chanel products flitting about her makeup kit. Oh my god, she also always does Margot Robbie's makeup. I'm obsessed. Anyway, my skin is very dry right now, so I'm going to use my Embryolisse base. I believe that Patty actually has worked a few times with Weleda, so there could be a little skin food in there. You never know, but I just have this one in my makeup desk, so I'm going to go ahead and use this and really massage this in and give us a very hydrated base. Now, I do not have a tan on right now, and Sofia Richie obviously has a much deeper skin tone than me and just looked so beautifully bronzed and glowing. So we're gonna be adjusting a little bit. We're gonna be making this a little bit more suitable for pale skin. So we'll use a little bit of a lighter hand, but hopefully we'll achieve a similar effect. So just putting that all over my neck as well. I've also already done my brows because you guys have seen me do that 1,000 million times. So because Patty often works with Chanel, I figured the Le Beige foundation would be the perfect one to go to. This is the B20, but I'm basically gonna pump that on the back of my hand and try to use really small amounts of this. We're gonna apply it very lightly. I'm gonna use a brush and we're gonna go in layers, but I thought this one would be perfect because it is a little bit more of a lighter coverage. Yeah, I feel like, oh no, that's a great match. Okay, B20 is good. We approve B20. Anyway, I figured this one would be that perfect, like just barely there, minimal coverage, very glowing, natural look, and really kind of give that juicy, ooey gooey, dewy skin. So I'm just kind of like pressing that in with the brush and making sure to take that down my neck as well so that it all matches. If we've learned anything from makeup artists over the years, it's that we know they use such tiny layers and such small amounts of products, and really just taking the time to like push it into the skin, let it melt into the skin. And one of the biggest things that I've learned recently, which hopefully I'll be discussing more thoroughly at a later date, is how important it is to actually like let the layers settle into your skin in between the layers. It's kind of incredible how much your foundation and your concealer can change on your skin when you do give it a few minutes to just sit and do its thing. And I think that's why it's so great that makeup artists will often like go between and like apply a layer and then go work on something else while that layer is settling in, because it does drastically change so much on the skin. So I'm gonna let that sit for like a second. I also know how this foundation performs on my skin, so I don't need to be like too careful with it because I love it so much. But just the tiniest little layer of that just adds such beautiful coverage and such a gorgeous glow onto the skin. So now for concealer, I'm actually gonna use the Clé de Peau concealer because this shade, number 1 Ivory, is kind of one of my only concealers that I have right now that actually suits my very, very pale life. And this is just a really, like this tone, this undertone for me just really matches so perfectly. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this on the inner corner of my eye. I've got a lot of blue, a little bluey purple life going on. And I'm gonna focus a layer just on the center of my face because this is where most of my discoloration is and most of my redness. And again, like, it would be hilarious if Patty didn't include any base products if she just didn't need to, because Sofia Richie's skin is just like, oh my gosh, it's just divine. I can't even imagine waking up and having such fabulous skin like that. But I'm just gonna try to mimic that as best as possible. I am, you know, thanking my lucky stars that I don't have any like significant active breakouts right now, because your girl I was breaking out the last couple weeks. I was stressed. I was stressing, and I've also been traveling a lot and my skin's just been very angry with me. So I'm very happy that that is part of yesterday's journey. So here we are. I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra coverage where we need it. Gonna keep it very natural on the base. So as far as the cheek products go, obviously Patty used a lot of products. So she mentioned that she used the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, which we know and love. This is a beautiful product. She put it after the blush though, which, listen, Sophia's got a tan. Her skin is much deeper than mine, so she might have not needed the bronzer, but I feel like I might need it. We'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna try it the Patty way and see how we feel, but she started off with the Nude Stick Sun Kissed blush and then followed on top of that with a layer of Picante and then did some highlight. Now, I don't actually have the Chanel Balm Essential highlight that she used, but I do feel as though either the Nude Sticks Bubbly Bebe highlight or the Victoria Beckham Pearl highlight kind of looked to be very similar. The Chanel one that she used had a little like hint of warmth, like a little hint of pink in there, and both of these also have that. So especially because I do have much lighter pale skin, I feel like either of these will be totally perfect to achieve that same look. So we'll try it out. We'll figure it out when we get there. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's start with Sunkissed. I'm gonna do it the Patty way. It looks like she blended everything in with her fingers, and that wouldn't surprise me one bit. So I'm gonna try that. I might have to switch to my brush if I need to, but I'm gonna start. We're using Sunkissed, Nude Stick Sunkissed, and I'm gonna apply this on the cheeks. And she was really going in the placement of where your like natural sun flush would be, which I love. I love that she did that and kept it super, super light. Oh, you know what? Okay, that blended out super easily, so maybe I don't have to worry about using the brush. And that looks so beautiful on its own. Honestly, I haven't like played with this blush in quite a long time. I kind of forgot how much I loved it. When I pulled it out yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, that's good. I am gonna take it a little bit more on my nose. Not like a contour, but I do just want a little something extra on here because I don't know, my nose pisses me off. But just pressing this into the skin, and I'm kind of just like mapping out my entire cheek area. So like the apple of my cheek, and then blending it upwards. And this blush has quite a glow in itself. So you do notice that you get quite a lit from within glow finish on the cheek with just this blush alone. So that is Sunkissed applied. That's really pretty. Really, honestly, I was thinking it might be a little bit too deep for how pale I am right now, but I actually really love how that looks. Let's go on top with Picante. Now she put this, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that she used Picante because it honestly is such a beautiful product. So we're gonna put that right in the center. Patty just like dotted that right into the center of her cheeks to add to that sunshiny, summery glow. And you can see, oh, I never would have thought to mix these two together, honestly. That's why we love and appreciate makeup artists, because they are artists. They help us to see our products in different ways. I love that the two of these combined was beautiful, and especially if you are on the more pale side, this can kind of be like a bronzer in itself. So just patting in Picante, and I obviously just put that right onto my nose as well. And it's so funny because after I saw Patty's video, when I was looking at the photos, I'm like, oh, yeah, that totally, like you can see that it's Picante from a mile away. I never would have assumed, I never would have guessed, but that's the Picante glow, baby. So that's on top, okay? And then she went on top with the highlight. So let's use Bubbly Bebe, especially because in my little Nude Sticks Beachy Nudes kit, you get Bondi Bay bronzer, the Bubbly Bebe highlight, and the Picante. So technically you could like get this entire look all in one little box, which is divine. I will link that below. Also, speaking of Nude Sticks, sorry, just so you guys know, my discount code is forever existent on the Nude Sticks website. You can use the code Alana to save money on your order, always. Okay, let's take a little bit of Bubbly Bebe right onto the tops of the cheeks for a little extra glow. And we'll save this for later too because she also finished off the eyes with this. So I'm just gonna put that on top. Now let's go ahead and use the Makeup by Mario cream bronzer. Now she used this with a fan brush, which honestly surprised me because it's such a sheer formula to begin with. I think that I'm gonna have to put this on my forehead because it'll look a little bit cheek heavy if I don't even this out. So I'm just taking a big fluffy brush. This is my Rephr 05 brush, and I'm just gonna hit the tops of my forehead here because that's where the sun hits and I need to even it out a little bit. And I was kind of surprised she didn't mention any contour, but again, like, does Sofia Richie need contour? I don't know. I'm just kind of gonna add this as Patty did, like on the tops of everything, like just grazing along the tops of the cheeks, but like I said, I'm connecting that onto the forehead as well just to complete that sun-kissed circle. Now on the eyes, she used two pencils. The first one from Chanel, I didn't actually know what shade it was, but I also felt like it kind of gave off a similar shade vibe to the Makeup by Mario bronzer. So I'm gonna use the bronzer with a big fluffy brush and just put that into my crease because it appeared as though she used a very small amount of this anyway. So I figured if it's just like that little slightly warmer transition shade, we can just use the bronzer and that'll give the same idea. So I'm just gonna put this in my crease here. It's also one less product you have to worry about to achieve a similar effect. That just adds a little touch of warmth and definition onto the eyes. And then she went on top of that with Nude Stick Slate, which was a shade that I actually had. I don't know if I've ever used it before, but I had it in my collection. It was new. I was like, perfect. So she started that on the lash line, and this is a beautiful like gray, like slightly deeper gray tone shade. And she just blended that from the lash line. She was actually using her fingers. I'm just not that talented. I'm gonna use a brush and just blending that from the lash line and then onto the lid. And it was so subtle, it was so natural, and I just loved it. I feel like you could build it up a little bit, especially with photos. You never know how much was actually there if you can't see it in person, because in the sunshine, like those photos of Sofia Richie in this makeup were taken like in direct sunlight. So it's kind of hard to tell how much was actually on her eyes, but I'm sure we can assume that there was a good layer for it to show up in that light, you know? But just making sure that the bulk of the product is on the lash line, and then we'll blend it up and just kind of diffuse it across the lid. And Patty literally said, like, no powders, it was all cream. Imagine just being so glowy and stunning that you don't have to worry about looking sweaty and oily. I'm putting a little bit more on this side because I used a little bit of a heavier hand on that side. It's so funny because Sofia Richie, like as per her bio, is now a beauty director at Nude Sticks, which I knew she came out with like the body campaign, the nude body with Nude Sticks, but I wasn't aware that she was like participating in a larger way, which I think is really cool and so exciting, obviously for Nude Sticks, but also what a fun gig for Sofia Richie too. So I'm so curious to see like what more comes from that and like how involved she's gonna be in future launches and things. So we'll see. I'm excited to witness that go down, but also was obviously thrilled that Nude Sticks was included, and then through Nude Sticks, my blush was included. So then on top of the eyes, she also used the same face highlight and just put that right in the center of the lid. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little wash of that on top of Slate. Slate is also so pretty. This is such a nice, like really light gray. It's such a pretty color for every day. Maybe I'll leave it here in my everyday makeup drawer. Add that to the pile. Yeah, just a little touch of the highlight. This is so much more goopy than I normally use on my eyelid. Again, I'm stressed that there's no powder here. Now on the lashes, I was so shocked. I thought it was so cool that Patty said she used the Maybelline Lash Sensational Waterproof Mascara. I don't know if I've ever tried this. I very well may have in the past. And I also really, really stay far away from waterproof mascara, but perhaps leading up to my wedding as well, I'm gonna have to get used to the waterproof life. So I picked it up to give it a go. Let's see how it looks. It's got one of those pokey, stabby wands, which isn't usually my favorite when it comes to mascara, but I don't know if she even had individual lashes on. Honestly, like the makeup was just so natural. And even Sofia Richie has been posting on TikTok in her, like throughout her wedding week leading up to it, which I think is so brilliant. Like the PR, the marketing that her team and Sofia have done leading up to this wedding has just been brilliant. But anyway, you can just tell that she loves the supernatural makeup and she's just so naturally gorgeous. So it wouldn't even surprise me if they didn't put lashes on, honestly. So I'll just try to keep it minimal. I'll just do a little wash of this. I'll just slightly, so lightly touch. Like I'm not even wiping it on my lower lashes. I'm literally just touching the wand to the lower lashes just to give them a little something there, but not coating the whole thing. It just went all over my lid. Wow, you can really like feel the difference in a waterproof mascara. It just like dries down so instantly. Like my lashes feel hard right now. We'll leave the eyes like that, I guess. I think that's it. Super natural. I love it. I love it. Okay, the brand for the lip liner that she used, I don't actually have, but the color, honestly, like when Patty was putting it on her lips, I was like, dude, that looks so similar to my Victoria Beckham O2 lip definer. And I was like, perfect. I don't have to run out and buy a different product. I've got something that looks so similar. It was just very much like a warmer nude on the lip, and for me that's obviously my Victoria Beckham O2 lip definer, so that's perfect. I'm gonna put a little bit of this just to define the lips, bring my shape back, add a little bit of extra definition, and I'm just pushing that into my lip and kind of diffusing it a little bit with my finger as I go. And for the lipstick, Patty said that she used the Chanel Boy lipstick, which has been, it's been such a favorite of so many people for so long. I feel like this is one of the most classic shades that Chanel has in their lipstick lineup. I already had it in my collection and was so thrilled to pull this out and rediscover it. However, it's very gray. It's very, very cool toned. And I feel like that matches perfectly with the slate on the eye. But in the photo, I was like, you can't tell me that there ain't a little bit of picante on the lips, you know? Like the warmth on the lips and the cheeks definitely matched. So I was like, yes, I believe that she absolutely put Boy on, but I also believe that there was a little hint, a little kiss of picante on the lips. So I'm just gonna do the same. I'm gonna take a little bit of my finger and I'm just gonna blend it right into the center of the lip to add a little bit more of that warmth back in. And makeup artists are always dibbing and dabbling in between all the products and mixing everything together. So I was like, Patty, was there a little bit of picante on the lips? Let us know. And again, that little combo, stunning, stunning. I never would have put picante on top of Chanel Boy. I do feel incomplete and naked without spritzing my setting spray. So I'm gonna take my Benefit Professional setting spray. And that's it. That is the makeup look complete. You guys, what do we think? How did I do? How did I do in the recreation of the Patty X Sofia Richie wedding rehearsal makeup? I'm obsessed with it. I love that it was so few products, such a minimal makeup look. It's so natural. It enhances your natural beauty and it just feels like nothing on the face. I might have to switch gears with my wedding makeup plans because like fiddling around with this uber super natural makeup look and like, oh, just everything. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I think it looks fabulous. And again, not even just for wedding, for your everyday makeup wearing life. If we all embrace this uber super natural makeup life, I'm down. I'm down for this. Also, using that Clé de Peau concealer actually, because it's not my usual go-to like very juicy liquid concealer, I don't feel like I need the powder like I normally do. Maybe for photos, I want a little bit in the center of my face, but I'm honestly pretty happy with how the base looks. I feel like it would wear and breathe very nicely. So that's it, you guys. That is the makeup look complete. Please let me know what you think. And I would just love to hear your thoughts on this whole thing, on the whole wedding, on Sofia Richie wearing picante. Please, let's just have a good chat in the comments down below. I know it's been a long week away and I'm so sorry, but everyday May is coming and I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Thank you so much for playing with me and doing this makeup look with me today. And I'll see you all very, very soon for a new video. Bye!